Hello everyone, my name is Sherbert. I am a Dumbo Octopus, and let's go over a tutorial on how to set up OBS Studio for the very first time for streaming. My current setup looks a little bit like this. As you can see, I have quite a few different things going on here. Yours does not have to look exactly like this, but this is kind of what we are going for today. Let's get into it, shall we? So first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go into your browser and search in the term OBS. The particular one that you're going to want to click on is the one that links to a site known as OBS Project. Its icon looks a little like this, and when you click on it, it should take you here. This is the main screen, and what you're going to want to do is click on the specific version of operating system you are using. I use Windows, so that's what we're going to click. It'll tell you thank you for downloading OBS Studio and have a few helpful little links along the way. Go ahead and extract whatever it is you decided to download, whether it be for Windows, Linux, Mac, whichever one, and go ahead and install that. Once you have finished, you should have something that looks a little like this. The auto configuration wizard will pop up, and since we are setting this up for streaming, that's what we're going to focus on today. Pick whichever option works for you and what you are trying to do, but like I said, we are going to set this up for streaming. When you click next, you'll get this pop up, video settings. For your base canvas resolution, make sure to click one of your displays, or if you want to stream in a lower resolution, you can click that one. For now, we're just going to set it to one of our display resolutions. The FPS doesn't need to change unless your hardware is not capable of streaming at the highest quality, which would be 60 FPS. So, in that case, you can go ahead and use the drop-down to change that if needed. Next, you will come across the stream information. Pick whichever service you use, whether it's one of these, or if you use a different streaming service, you can go ahead and click Show All, and there are over 20 options for streaming services that you can connect to using OBS. Go ahead and click the Connect Account, and you'll have this pop up. Go ahead and enter all of your login information, and once you have authorized that it is in fact you, we will continue from there. Once you have completely finished logging in and setting that up and authorizing it to access your information, you'll come up with more stream information stuff. Down here, you can see there are 3 options, and 2 of which have been automatically selected. Prefer hardware encoding and estimate bitrate with bandwidth test. I would not suggest messing with these if this is your first time ever streaming or using OBS in general. These settings can massively affect your streaming quality, your audio quality, and other settings, including how easy it is to connect to the bandwidth and things of that nature. If you are tech savvy, feel free to go ahead and mess with these settings. Otherwise, I would suggest leaving them alone for now. Click Next, and then it will perform a bandwidth test. This can take upwards of about 5 minutes, depending on where you're located and what your internet provider is. But once it's done, we can continue. Now that the bandwidth test has completed, it will show you all of the specs of where you're located and what the server is that is recommended for you to use. Go ahead and click Apply Settings, and then we can maximize this to see what we get. The first thing you'll notice is a lot of blank space compared to what my setup looked like in the screenshot I showed you earlier. But that will be fixed as we go through these tutorials. For now, we're going to focus on the basic setup. So you now have everything needed to start streaming, technically. You now have OBS downloaded. It is now connected to your streaming account, And as far as the software and basic stuff is considered, you're done. We have a couple of different Dockers here. These little windows here are what we call Dockers. You can put them anywhere you want on the stream. Depending on where you want them, you can have them down here on top of sources, audio mixer, this. You can put them in between those. You can put it, if I can get it, you can put it down here. There we go. You can put it on the sides or on the top. There's a lot of different places you can go ahead and set them. I prefer these specific ones to be on the side, like this. And then the stream chat over here. Depending on what monitor I use, as to which side I want the chat on, as to which one it makes it easier to see at a glance if you're using multiple monitors. If you're not, I recommend definitely setting up something like your phone or a tablet, something where you can see the chat as you're playing a game or streaming whatever it is you're streaming. The stream information, specifically because we are using Twitch, it may differ depending on what streaming service you use. But the title is whatever you want your stream title to be, whatever is below the main picture of your stream, right next to your name usually. The Go Live notification is just a little notification that pops up on Twitch and sometimes on people's phones if they have the app installed, letting them know that you are live. And this is the message that will pop up, letting them know that. The category is kind of self-explanatory. It's whatever category you are streaming. So if you're streaming a game, you can select that specific game. The audience, if that is available to you, can be changed here. Tags help viewers find you and help filter out results that they don't want. So if they don't want someone who is a VTuber, they can just not select those tags. The stream language supports a lot of different languages. Content classification. This is supposed to be for if your content is for 18 and up, 21 and up, that sort of thing. And it allows people to see at a glance what your content is about and why it may or may not be for them. This lets your viewers know that the stream was recorded and is just a rerun. And this lets your viewers know whether or not you are being sponsored for that stream. And yeah, as soon as you click done, you'll get this nice little green bar that says stream info updated successfully and sends that information to Twitch and automatically updates it. Down here is where a lot of the magic is going to be happening. Your scenes are what individual scene you are streaming to your chat. So this you can fill out with as many scenes as you want. Each scene has individual sources, which are the things you're seeing on screen. So like me, my avatar is a source in and of itself, and I can hide it, or I can go back to showing it again. It's the same thing with a lot of other things. So I can hide my mic sources, and then you won't hear me anymore, and a lot of other things. It just depends on what you have located here in your sources for each scene. And each scene can have different sources that won't show up on other scenes. Your audio mixer is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's not as intimidating as it might sound. You don't have to be an audiophile or someone well-versed in audio mixing in general in order to utilize your audio mixer to the fullest potential. I only have a basic understanding of audio mixing, so if I can do it, so can you. The scene transitions is what happens when you click on different scenes. For me, it's the bubbles you saw earlier. Some people prefer a fade option or a cut option, and you can also get more online, have someone make them for you, or you can make them yourself if you happen to know how to do that. Your controls over here are pretty self-explanatory. So you can start streaming, recording, virtual camera, studio mode, settings, and exit. Settings allows you to go into your settings and change whatever options you need in order to have a setup exactly the way you want it. If we click into this, it goes ahead and shows you a lot of information. Many of this will not make sense until later on in a few tutorials. For now, all I recommend doing is maybe changing your theme or your style, and then occasionally messing with some other things if you need to. Otherwise, that's all for now on how to actually download OBS and get it set up and running for you. See you in the next video.